Thanks for having me, Malvern Books, and thank you guys all for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nathan, for asking me to do this. Very excited. This poem's for my granny. She taught me to do and say whatever I wanted. There was a lady from beside a river. She was told is the great green gray greasy Limpopo River. And she was told by our 4th grade principal, Camille Dedrick. Now she never knew no better till now. That river was great and gray and green and greasy, but lemming and po-poing it were not none such. It were fast from creek to creek, and if your toe got in it, it'd suck you in into your death. The river that traveled 65 miles per hour. You could lay 35 18-wheelers with girly mud flaps on it across sideways.
Burger, burger, 1-9, this is Saddle Horn. You got your ears on. See any smokies out there? Come back. Shh. Shh. Yes, Saddle Horn, this is Red Devil. You got smokies up at mile marker 113. Look out. Shh.
She licked her glasses, rubbed them gently on either side of her worn apron. The grandkids were playing by the river, and it worried her. When she was worried, her vegetable Tourette's would come.
Beet, carrot, cauliflower, broccoli, broccoli, red, yellow, green, bell, peppers, peppers, potatoes, goodness, God almighty, cheese grits.
She rocked back in her chair, thinking of a cake and the kids drowning. And if a grit were really a vegetable, she was gonna die sooner and or later via Candida. She wanted to hear that song. She remembered camping in Big Bend the summer of '42. Fire sparks rose into the periwinkle sky, carrying her wishes on their tongues. They would deliver them to Zeus or Athena, and everyone would come to her party, bringing perfectly wrapped presents with notes and sweet bows. Now here up the hill comes 4 sunburned kids with cardboard boxes crammed up under their arms. Oh, aren't they beautiful fruit, said the lady as she fixed back on her glasses. Fresh pineapple inside, y'all. Y'all come on. Inside, she had plenty of warm cookies and cold whole milk, hard candy and glistening crystal dishes. She didn't realize when she was worrying on that great green gray greasy Limpopo River was truly the M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I river, and that river housed many a child on a self-made ship. Hold on, she called, ooga, ooga, warm pie smells, bits of flour and butter and sugar cold coagulating in the fridge. Today is my birthday. She was barely heard as the words bubbled up back through the most beautiful squash casserole and sweet potatoes drizzled with grandma's molasses and large hunks of butter. Her grandkids surrounded her, glistening wet with sweat, holding colorful cut-up, re-glued glitter construction paper treasures. A crown, a bracelet, a ring, and a tiny boat. It floats, Granny! Oh! She rocked back in her chair, slapping her hand up on her good knee, and said the Greek gods could sit around wondering all day why they don't get a capital G. But you see, my little pickles, listen to me. Love, it'll come, and it'll go. But that river down there, she sure do flow. Thank you very much. That's my beautiful husband, Joe. Mier on the stand-up bass. Thanks for lugging that baby out to me. So, this poem is kind of my rant on the world. My rant on the world in the last few days is like, does everybody just get away with murder? Due to the lack of tax revenue nationwide, 300,000 teachers' jobs will be cut. Schools will close, class sizes will double, as Goldman Sachs reports a 91% increase in profits due to taxpayer-funded bailouts. The voice. Seeping through the walls of my home first thing in the morning, my positive daughter, songbird filled with sunlight, she sings fresh as joy. The voice. The quiet moans of mothers in Haiti, dying ghostly babies still in their bellies. The voice, wrung out by rage, is taut with tension, then punctured for deviation. The voice, a writer, drowning, immersed in the assembled meaning of mere words. Maybe encountered nature or sensory stimulation. Maybe painted into thick canvas memories. Alfredo Santos, 1964 in Mexico City. Maybe the bell on a local shop door, happy customer leaving. Maybe interpreted in the rewarding act of how to best describe a moment. As delirious or confused when commenting on the internet, multitasking MIT students can't seem to focus on the problem at hand. Most obviously, they deduce that the 5 fingers should be followed in 5 different directions on the TV, TMZ, feed me. When you get it right, you get it up. We turn away what you may call the juiciest stuff on the radio. As my 95-year-old grandmother is transferring, only the good die young automatically comes on. And neither my preacher cousin nor my Satan-fearing sister can shut it off. On the street, I'm looking under cars for kids' feet, stopping for balls rolling out. I'm swerving to the left as the texter next to me sends another message that couldn't wait until later. Maybe us 70s babies are the only ones who will remember what waiting was. When phones were attached to the wall, days, sometimes weeks would pass without talking on the phone at all. The Speaker of the House, my granddaddy's buddy Sam Rayburn, said to my daddy, "You want to make a buck? You got to learn how to look the other way, kid." The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, sits color-coordinated with Joe Biden as Obama says, "To avoid being mistaken for a sellout, I choose my friends carefully. The Marxist professors, structural feminists, and punk rock performance poets." All right, the Speaker of my House will be outside gardening, trying to reconnect ideas with light. The Speaker may be heard inciting riots, maybe wondering where did all the money go and where did all their money come from. Maybe Goldman Sachs' torn Fabrique Touré, who claims the gig is up, the whole building is about to collapse any time now. Maybe the swayback teaser horse, maybe misconstrued J.D. Salinger, Recluse Tonight, Highway to the Apocalypse, Monster Dancing with the Survivors Got Talent Idol, inflate your brain with how it's made. Who cares how much information you retain? Get your tickets now for the big gala fundraiser. It's fine if you can't make it. Simply phone in your donation from your luxury taxpayer-funded corporate meeting/vacation. Who is going to tell us who is supposed to have what? I trust that you have some idea of what you want, unaware that all that teabagging was about sugar and rum, and slavery was just greed, having a little fun. Spare no expense. We know Walmart has got it all. Seats not reserved. Pick up only in person, y'all. Your only job is to wait. At your local area, social services will call. Slander, the chasm between Democrat and Republican, over and over again in repetitive medium. Gays, abortion, taxation, and war. Gays, abortion, taxation, and war. It's a guise to mask eyes. Lured fish, we take the bait. Hook buried in hot apple pie. We, the people who cook the food, drive the cars, clean up after hours in bars, pay taxes to further fuel the mood of indifference. Homeless and broke, you have tried our patience, and nothing feels right, and nothing sits so easy. Catastrophe strikes, and nothing makes sense anymore. We the people, we the bloodline to the banks, we the generous, open up our wallets and give back, our voices compassionate. The voices all gathered around Miss Dorothy Height on Wednesdays in Mississippi. The voices of a grateful nation healing our injured veterans with song. The voices of our mother. You're a smart girl, you're a strong girl, now go on. The world works. We could just simply survive on so much less, but as long as the hungry machine is fed, we will mutate our makes into sugary, cancerous, candied fakes. Did you take off your hat before you came inside? We are generations of immigrants with nothing to hide. Hunters and gatherers, Dirty 30 and the Good Guides. Speaking of you, South Carolina to Haiti, a donation of 100,000 shoes. Speaking of you, Pepsi Refresh Project, who opted to serve community from gardens to literacy with $20 million in lieu of a Super Bowl commercial. Speaking of you, Amnesty International, Heifer Project, Meals on Wheels, Habitat for Humanity, Boys and Girls Clubs, we the people, we the bloodline to the banks, we the generous, open up our wallets and give back, our voices compassionate. We would like to remove our fingers from the proverbial pie. We are growing weary living like rats in the sewage of your lies. Goldman Sachs, the ultimate con artist of goodbyes, sits pretty safe, pressed and clean upstream, tossing out $3.5 billion in bonuses for those played to play with our retirements, and pennies full of wishes to those down there in the ditches, hungry and slighted, fat and happy. They got our money two times. Profits are up 91% from last year. Gee, that's weird. Too big to fail. The voice that may be interpreted on the air from the speaker may be confused as all streamlined chaos is filtered and deferred by words we choose daily. We create the mood. Moment by fleeting breath, gone. Second hand sweeping up the sands of time declares what a familiar mess. 1920s, we digress. Just before we recycle, we volunteer. Just before ashes to ashes, the times, the words, the newspapers drift, diminished. As dust to dust, we are sped up. Neon pixels on TV, LED technology eased back down to pencil, scratching paper. Restrained again, tagged and bagged, and processed into fish food, quite regardless of the current mood.